going on? You tapping in Mikey 215. Keep it being as always. We ain't gonna duck no smoke over here. We're gonna get right to it. First things first. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers, the fans, the players. They came through. They showed heart in Philly. Against the defending champs and knocked us off. Got the win fair and square. So I have nothing really bad to say about 49ers. They earned it. They took it. And they're moving on to the next round. So shout out to the 49ers. Good game. Yeah, so that's that. Look, I'm gonna be real. Probably like around that Chicago Bears game or the Chargers game, one or the other, I kind of was like feeling that this Eagles offense and the play calling was probably going to be the end of us in January. I kind of felt like we wasn't going to. I felt it was a side of me that was like, I don't think we're going to make it back. But as a fan, there was also another side of me that was like, I don't know, maybe with the defense and the players that we do got, maybe we can make it back. So I was really torn between two different sides of the coin. You know, one on the other hand was like, damn, we don't got the play calling or the execution or the coaching to make it back to the bowl. On the other end, we got the players though. So I was torn between those two coins, and I knew it was going to be one or the other and no in between. And when we went on that 2-game win streak with the Raiders and the Commanders, you know, beat up on them as they were supposed to, I said, if we can beat the Bills and look competent against the Bills, then we can go on a run. Then when the Bills game happened, in that second half, we looked like shit. I was like, damn, this is what we got. This is what we're going to get going into the playoffs. The only hope that we got is if the players just make up for the bad offensive coaching and play calling. And it didn't happen. Our season ended a little bit sooner than what I thought. I wasn't 100% confident that we could make it back to the bowl, but I was at least a little bit confident like we can at least do one game at a time and at least get out of the first round. You feel me? Like the Niners were down to their 4th and 5th string linebackers picking up balls off the street. And we couldn't take advantage of that. We couldn't take advantage of the middle. We couldn't take advantage of the scheming up our players to get open and take advantage of that. We couldn't. The O-line still was inconsistent blocking. Second half, damn near every time Saquon had the ball, it was defenders already in his mitt. He couldn't really do nothing about that. As usual, they're not blocking. What else? Play calling. Inconsistent again. Second half, you put up 2 field goals, bro. Two field goals. And a gotta have it moment, and gotta have it game where your season's on the line. You put up 2 field goals. 6 points. We can't get past 21 points to save our lives. Like that is crazy to me. You couldn't get 21 points. At least have 21 points hidden into that last drive. At least then you can probably get a field goal, game-winning field goal, something like that. We can't even get past 21 points with all these offensive players, star players that we got. You can't coach up something or scheme up something to get more than 6 points in a wild card playoff game at home. You got out coach. You can't blame the referees. Well, the referees on BS a little bit, yeah, but you really can't blame them for the loss. You really can't. And I'm not going to blame them for the loss, so I'm not going to speak on them really too much. It was two plays, 2 drives where I was like, yeah, this Kevin Matuda don't know what to do. 2nd and 2, he takes a deep shot. All right, it didn't work. I wasn't really mad at it. It is what it is. Then you go to 3rd and 2 and you run up the middle. Okay. If you knew you was going to do that, why you didn't just run on 2nd and 2 and then do a quick pass on 3rd and 2? Whatever. So 2nd and 2, deep shot, didn't work. 3rd and 2, he ran up the middle. Didn't work. All right, cool. 4th and 2, he draws some bullshit play. And it gets batted down. It was a pass intended for Smitty, and it gets batted down. They were on that. Why would you run that? Then there was another drive where I forgot what happened. Was it 2nd and 10? We lost 3 yards, of course. Then it was 3rd and 13. He runs a quarterback draw in the second half of a playoff game. He runs 3rd and 13, a QB draw. At that point, I'm like, oh, he's playing not to lose again. Again, he's playing not to lose again. 19 weeks in a row, he's doing the same shit. That's when I knew, like, damn, we might be in trouble. We might be in trouble. It's the same pattern, and it didn't change. Nothing was going to change. I know a lot of us felt like maybe they hiding something for the playoffs. Maybe they're going to turn it up. Maybe Kevin Patullo is going to turn it up, and he's been hiding plays. That was just us being delusional. I'm not going to lie. It was just us being delusional. Yeah, it cost us. It was a down year. I think the only reason why the Eagles won 11 games and won the division was because of the players and Vic Fangio. They won 11 games in spite of Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. And the reason why I keep saying Nick Sirianni is he's not the reason why we lost, but he's the reason why this whole thing transpired the way it transpired this season, because he hired him. He hired him. That was his hire. So we got to look at Nick Sirianni funny too, because this was your pick. Your pick. The man that you brought in to call plays cost us the season. Cost us the first round exit. Cost us a stressful season at that. We won 11 games and every game looked stressful and looked hard. How? We won 11 games, but it felt like we won 8. So Kevin Patullo, I need to see something about him getting his walking papers today. You know, I'm not really into wanting people to lose their jobs or whatever. That's not really what I like to do, but he needs to get his walking papers today. He needs to go today so they can already figure out who they want to bring in to replace him. It shouldn't even be no evaluation. It shouldn't be no conversation. He needs to get his walking papers. He needs to go. Jake Elliott, he might need to go. You might can bring in some competition for him, but I don't know. I think Jake Elliott, the best days is behind him. He can go. AJ Brown, me personally, if I'm the front office, I'm not trading AJ Brown. I'm getting another offensive coordinator with a creative mindset, because I think AJ Brown is still one of the top receivers. Now, if he wants to request a trade, you can't keep him hostage. If AJ Brown comes out and he wants to trade himself, you gotta take that to the chin and you gotta give him what he wants at that point. But if I'm the front office, I'm not willingly trading him, only unless he wants to leave, which might be the case. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually is the one that requests a trade. I hope not. I would want AJ Brown to retire as an Eagle, but if he wants out, you know, you kind of gotta grant that wish at that point. That means it's something ain't there no more with him in the organization, and you can't hold on to something that don't want to be there, you know. But that's another story that may unfold on the off season, so we're gonna see. But yeah, I'm a little upset, but at the same time, kind of relieved. Like, okay, even if the Eagles would have won last night, they were just gonna come out and do the same bullshit again next week and probably get eliminated. So it was like, it had to end. It had to end at some point. Yeah, kind of. I don't like saying get put out your misery, you know, because 2023 was like get put out your misery, but this was like the way the offense looked. It was like, yeah, I guess 49ers had no choice but to put us out of misery in the first round, you know, because it was gonna be the same shit the next week. So, yeah, I'm a little annoyed, but at the same time, you know, I seen it coming a mile away, so I'm not as disappointed because I seen it. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know exactly when, but I knew it was coming though. So, yeah, you know, move on to next season. Like I said, get a creative mindset in the coaching building. Nick Sirianni should have no hand in the offense at all. His philosophy, get rid of it. Him picking who the offensive coordinators that is done and over with. Him having any hand in the pot when it comes to the offense needs to be dead from here on out. Like, he don't needs to have any type of input at all. He needs to just coach, and that's it. Don't touch anything with the offense. We need a whole reset with the offense. And I'm not talking about the personnel. I'm talking about just the coaching and the play calling ability. We need a whole reset. So, yeah, that's that. Not really going to say anything bad about the defense. Like I said, the defense, 2 interceptions. Like Quinyon Mitchell, they did enough to win the game. So, one more thing before I leave. Listen, if your team wasn't in the playoffs, you can't troll, you can't talk. The only people that can pop they talk is the 49ers fans. That's it. Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. If your squad wasn't in it, bro, you don't got nothing to say. You don't got nothing to say. And for the 49ers fans, y'all can talk about the W y'all got last night. Y'all earned that. For real. Y'all earned that. I ain't going to take nothing away from you. I ain't no hater. I don't like the Niners, but I ain't no hater. Y'all earned that. But for the ones that still bringing up those old-ass rings, now that's where I kind of draw the line at. Because it's like a lot of y'all, if y'all the OG Niners fans, just like OG Cowboys fans, y'all haven't seen that shit since y'all was like 2021. Y'all didn't had kids, them kids didn't had kids, and y'all ain't seen shit since. And if y'all 49ers fans or Cowboys fans that are my age, y'all never got to see this shit. So stop talking to me about 5 rings is better than 2. Stop. Y'all would give your arm and a leg to be in our position to watch our team go to Super Bowls and win Super Bowls over these past 7-8 years. So, like, miss me with all that, because we not doing that. But if you just talking about the win, and right now, y'all got it. Niners, y'all got it. Y'all took that W last night in Philly. Y'all got it. But the other BS, we ain't on that. But yeah, in the meantime, it's been a fun week in the playoffs other than us losing, but it is what it is. You can't win them all every season. But yeah, shout out to all the teams that's moving on to the divisional round. They earned it, and it should continue to be a fun playoffs this year. So yeah, that's that. We take our losses, we take them to the chin like men, and we keep it pushing.